Hello, everyone. Welcome to Side Note Sisters with Holly and Melissa.
Hello.
And I am going to review a movie that Missy hasn't seen.
And I'm going to fall off the screen.
Love you, JX.
Thanks, JX.
Forgotten Evil.
Ew.
I know.
Are there bitches in cloaks?
We'll see. So it starts with a lady in a burlap sack.
Wait a minute. Wait. Back up. She's in a burlap sack or she's wearing a burlap sack?
She is contained within a burlap sack on the deck of a yacht.
I will say that I would like to be on a yacht. And if it has to be in a burlap sack, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that I would enjoy it as much.
Can she see out of the burlap
sack?
Not
really.
So she's literally full body in the, it's not like she just got done with the potato sack race.
She's inside a burlap sack and she looks distraught.
Okay.
And there is a man wearing a, what do you think he's wearing? Like everybody, all bad people in these movies.
A cloak?
What's almost as good as a cloak?
A trench coat?
A black hoodie.
Oh, my favorite.
They all wear black hoodies.
Oh my God, what does that make me? I wear a black hoodie every day.
I know. You're a budding serial killer, apparently.
Might be.
If I see any burlap sacks laying around your place, I'll be a little worried.
Make sure to clean up before you
come he over. Throws the guy in the hoodie, black hoodie, throws her over the edge and she dies. Okay? Because that's what people who wear black hoodies do. No. So, yeah. So this guy taking a leisurely walk with his dog and he comes upon a lifeless body.
Okay. Is it still in the burlap sack?
It's not.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden she became alive. She wasn't truly dead.
Is this a Disney movie?
I don't know. But she, not like magically becomes alive. Like, I think she was choking. And I mean, it wasn't pretty. So she was resilient. She was not quite dead.
Okay.
Okay. So she goes to the hospital and she is in a coma for 6 months. So she wakes up and she has no memory at all.
Yeah.
She doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know where she's from. She doesn't know anyone to call.
Okay.
No recollection of anything.
Okay.
But she does make friends with this nurse who's very, very nice. Well, she continues to get better. And what happens at the hospital if you get a little bit better?
You have to leave.
They throw you out.
Right.
So right before they throw her out, she meets a hot guy. I shouldn't say hot and the name Randy in one sentence, but a hot guy named Randy. He was there to visit his mother, who also has memory impairments.
I just want to go out on a limb here. I'm thinking that anyone with the name Randy is not hot.
I wouldn't personally go out with this person
because his name is Randy.
I'm sure he would. He's like attractive to the main population.
God, is he blonde?
He's blonde-ish. Brown blonde.
Not strawberry blonde.
No, brown blonde. Brown blonde. So anyway, the nurse is so nice and they become besties. And the nurse says that you can come live with me until you get on your feet. Okay.
Well, that was nice of her.
So nice.
Okay.
She's a lovely person, really. Well, this woman needs to pick a name. And she's looking at
That's
name
fun.
books.
I don't know. I think that'd be kind of fun. I mean,
I think it
probably
would
not
too.
for her. I mean,
Imagine waking up and being able to start completely from scratch.
shit, yeah.
I think that sounds kind of exciting in some
But
ways.
what do you do for a job, though?
That's my concern. How do you feed yourself? Because the hospital is absolutely going to throw you out.
I feel like if you wake up after being in a coma and you have amnesia
Mhm.
and all of those things, I feel like your job options just,
They dwindle.
yeah.
I mean, where's your resume?
right.
Yeah.
How many people fake their resumes, though?
That's true. I mean, she could, she had like every degree under the sun.
I would be really disappointed if I was something like uber important, though, and then you weren't.
Yeah, you worked really hard and then all of a sudden, all
For someone
gone.
like me who's made really poor life choices, it really wouldn't matter.
Yeah. So she gets to choose a name.
What would your name be?
You know what?
Hmm.
It's kind of an interesting thing to think of because you don't have a choice. Like they just sort of give it to you, and you're like so young and feeble. Like
I don't think
can't-
you would pick Holly.
No. Maybe something like interesting and smoky, like Roberta.
How is Roberta interesting and smoky?
Seems kind of hot to me. I don't know.
Roberta. For like, no.
What do you think it should be?
I don't know. That's hard. That's like a really hard question. Like if you could
What would
rename
you
yourself.
change your name to be?
I don't know because I don't necessarily think that Melissa fits me either because I feel like Melissa's aren't as crass as I am. Like the story, right? About what my name was gonna be.
No, I don't think I know the story.
So from what I've heard, and I'm not putting too much into this because you never know, but I was supposedly supposed to be named Summer. Because of my birthday was supposed to fall on the solstice.
Dodge that bullet.
Did you imagine?
No. Nothing. It's not like there's anything wrong with that. You know what though? Your name, you're supposed to be named Summer?
No, well, because I was supposed to be born the day before I was actually born, which is the summer solstice. Is the first day of summer. So I was going to be named Summer.
Well, I was the firstborn, and I was supposed to be a boy. Apparently, they wanted a boy, or Dad wanted a boy.
Well, yeah.
And our dad's name is Gaston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so since he wanted he wanted a child named after him, he was going to name me Gas-Tina. Did you know that?
I did know that, and I really think they should have went through with that. You might have been the favorite then.
Maybe. But at what price?
I know.
Can you imagine
Like a
middle school?
Butchered in middle school.
Gas-Tina?
Yeah, that would have been a bad middle.
Good Lord.
Hopefully your middle name wouldn't have been so bad, and then you could have just gone by your middle name. Anyway.
Yeah, so let's just move on because that would have been a freaking train wreck of a life. Okay, I think you all can imagine. So she runs into Haika on her way out, and she explains that she did pick a name, Renee, which is actually a nice name. Like that's our cousin's name.
Yeah.
And she's lovely. So, okay. So she, on her way out of the hospital and kicking her out, she gets the digits. She gets his digits. Okay. And they
Not bad.
hang out, they karaoke.
He must have liked her name.
Exactly. So they're hanging out and stuff. And she is going to therapy every week, which everyone should. And she's trying to remember like what happened to her, like her life, what's going on. And she tells her therapist that she thinks a guy in a black hoodie has been following her. And she knows it sounds paranoid, yet possible.
Well, I mean, because most people in black hoodies follow people.
Exactly. I mean, they don't have anything else to do.
So it's definitely possible.
But to follow people.
Right.
And she goes under hypnosis.
Because they're trying to figure out like who she is.
Right. And so she has these like flashbacks of being abused by like some guy, like possibly a husband.
Okay.
But she's not sure. So somebody in a black hoodie breaks into therapist's office and steals Renee's file and beats him to death.
Okay.
Beats the therapist to death. Okay. So then Renee and Randy are at a coffee shop and they're like hanging out or whatever.
Renee and
Randy. And some guy is like kind of creepy and staring at her.
Does he have a black hoodie on?
He doesn't. And she's like, "What's your problem?" And he's like, "Excuse me, ma'am, can I ask you a few questions or whatever?" And she's like, "Oh my God, love!" Like freaking out. And Randy comes out of nowhere and like drags him outside the coffee shop and starts busting it up. And he's like, "I'm a private investigator. I was hired to find her."
So he knows who she is.
Maybe. So Renee is really flipped out, and Randy's like, "I happen to have a cabin out in the woods. Let's go there."
And she just met Randy? And she's
Oh, they've been hanging out for a little while.
What's a little while?
I don't know.
You don't go to the woods.
You don't go to the woods with anyone.
All right, you really need to stop watching this.
You don't talk to anybody. You don't ever go in the woods.
Listen, she's been watching these videos
I know,
about
it's horrible.
abductions
It's
or
horrible.
whatever. And like,
I'm all about forensic files.
that's what's wrong with the world today is everyone's worried about everything and getting abducted.
Or people, listen, aren't paying enough attention.
I'm not telling somebody to come and abduct me. I'm just saying I wouldn't mind it for like a day or two.
I think it depends on what
Depending,
happens.
I mean, if you're going to shove me in a box underneath your bed, I don't want to be abducted.
No.
But I'm just saying, like, if you want to abduct me and like
Take you to a spa weekend.
a spa weekend or like a nice coffee shop or something, I'm totally okay with an abduction.
But just return you though,
Right.
unharmed.
I want to be back to my normal life eventually.
Yeah.
But it's just
I think that's called like a vacation. Maybe you don't have to be abducted for that, possibly.
no, I probably would need to be.
Yeah, okay. I was
to get
just
a
wondering.
vacation.
Like, I think normal people say that's a vacation.
Yeah, I don't get those.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, Randy like totally freaks out. So Renee goes home and Randy starts following the private investigator down this road, runs him off the road. He's wearing a black hoodie. And
Wait, the private investigator's wearing a black hoodie?
no, Randy is.
Randy's wearing a black hoodie.
Randy is. Randy proceeds to beat him with a giant wrench and demands to know who hired him.
Oh. That's a twist.
It is.
Okay.
And when he's like within an inch of or 2 inches of life, he says,
how do you measure that? How do you know?
I'm sure there's some way to measure it. I don't know. An inch or two from death.
I just am not quite sure what that means.
I don't know. I don't know who made that up. Maybe somebody can help us out with that. So he's like, Jensen hired me, you know, because he's like dying or whatever.
Totally,
and then he just proceeded to beat him to the rest of his death for the inch past his whatever. So he's dead. Okay.
So Randy's the guy that had her stuffed in the burlap sack.
I don't know yet.
Oh, just saying.
Well, anyway, they go to the cabin, Randy's cabin, for safety.
Okay.
Now, Renee doesn't know he beat him with the giant right. She doesn't know any of this.
She wasn't in the car?
She went back to the nurse's house. And Randy went and followed the guy. Like, she had no idea he was even following the guy. Like, she's innocent in this.
I thought she was going there to be safe.
Well,
Later.
She's going to pack.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, she agrees to go to the cabin. The nurse friend's doing some amateur detective work.
Okay.
And finds out that Renee's name is actually Veronica.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Veronica. And
I'm not talking about the name. I'm just saying, like, how the crap does she find out and no one else can find out?
Because she is a super nurse.
She's a pro Googler.
She is a pro Googler, and she has a lot of time on her hands. She doesn't have anything else to do.
She might work like
12 on, 12 off. Yeah,
on,
I mean,
12
like,
off.
but that's a lot of time.
3 12s in a row.
Yeah.
And then you have 4 days off.
Yeah, I mean, she's got so much Google time.
I get it.
And then she finds out that Jensen is actually Veronica's brother. And gets in touch with Jensen. Okay.
I like that name.
I kind of do too.
Yeah.
So Jensen shows up at the cabin because he knows where the cabin is. Right? Like he already knows.
How does he know?
Well, we'll see. Shows up at the cabin and tells Renee, you don't need to be scared of me. I'm your brother.
Yeah, but you can't really go on that.
And
Someone's trying to kill you. You've been shoved in a burlap sack. If somebody comes up and tells you that they're your brother,
right?
I'm not really going with that.
Yeah. I mean, somebody told me you were my sister, and I'm still not sure.
I know, the jury is so out.
So Randy is like, Jensen's like, I'm your brother, and that guy is your husband.
Who? Randy?
Randy is your husband, and his real name is Jack.
Jack Randy's trying to kill his wife?
And then Randy's like, that's a lie. That guy, Jensen, is your husband.
Who claims to be your brother?
Yes.
Is this in Kentucky?
Well, mostly people that are represented on Springer are either from Kentucky, Tennessee, or West Virginia.
Like that that little pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just,
But we can't really. I mean, we're from West Virginia.
Upstate.
I was in Kentucky. I lived in Tennessee. I mean, I'm not saying anything. I mean, no offense here. It's just a total observation. So there was some confusion. Jensen pulls out a gun, right?
Okay.
So him and Randy are like wrestling, and Randy ends up shooting Jensen.
Dead?
Dead. Is a doornail.
Okay.
So Renee is like freaking out.
Because she doesn't know who her husband is.
She's like, who's my brother?
Who's my husband?
What's up? What's happening?
Could be both. We're in Kentucky.
Exactly. I mean, what's first cousin, second cousin? Whatever. Okay, so then like she starts, Randy gets Jensen's body and like throws him in the back of the SUV or whatever they're driving.
Why?
I don't know.
Just leave him there.
That's what I thought, but yeah. So she starts to remember stuff, particularly about Randy keeping her in a room in the basement of the cabin for perhaps years.
The cabin has a basement?
The cabin has a basement, which
And
I've never heard of before, but this one does.
Okay. So she has a memory of being in the basement.
Strapped to the bed.
And Randy's keeping her there.
Yes.
Okay.
But she has to pretend like she's not thinking this.
But she was like, let's all say the word, JX. Triggered by the events.
She was triggered, and she had this like memory of being tied up in the bed in the basement of the cabin and obviously being distressed. Okay. So what ends up happening is she's pretending not to remember because she just saw her brother get shot. He's in the car with this crazy guy who tried to also probably kill her and at least kept her captive. So she's trying to hold it together.
Okay.
So he starts to kind of like suspect that she might know. Well, they drive out to the yacht. Okay. So I think they're going to like dispose of Jensen's body. But he's like thinking she's acting weird. So he handcuffs her to the bed in the bedroom of the yacht.
Okay.
And then proceeds to say everything is her fault.
It's her.
Yeah, it's her fault. It's her fault because apparently she wanted to have friends and have a job. And it ruined their marriage.
Oh. Damn those women.
I know. I mean, when they
say them for wanting to do things.
She wanted it all. She wanted it all. She did not want to have to be only with him in the woods. So that means it's all her fault. And she needed to be punished for that, apparently.
Know your place.
Exactly.
Women.
That's pretty much how Randy rolls. So
stay away from people named Randy.
Yeah. So, if you want to have friends and want to have a job, that means that you have to be kept captive for 5 years in the basement of a cabin.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the rule.
I didn't either, but apparently that's Randy's rule. She broke it.
Well,
she broke the rule, and that's what happened.
What is that saying about well-behaved women? Well-behaved women seldom make history.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Okay, I haven't heard that one.
Yep.
Well, he thought she was selfish.
Oh, such a bitch.
I know. So she ends up getting like loose and jumps out the window
of the yacht,
of the bedroom.
Oh.
You know how no, I don't know. I've seen it on TV. Like on my yacht, I'll tell you what it's like on my yacht.
On my yacht, my bedroom's below deck. So
I don't know what bedroom you're even talking about. I mean,
if you were to jump out the window on my yacht, then you would end up in the water.
I've got 3 bedrooms in my yacht.
That's just
so I don't know
which show about yachting.
So that she jumps out of the window, and apparently on a yacht, since we know
we're yachties.
I want to know which yacht you're talking about because I've got a few, clearly. Right. So she jumps out of the big one. Right. She jumps out of the yacht bedroom thing and ends up on the yacht deck.
Okay. So the bedroom was up top of the yacht. It was
that's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say. So he throws her in a burlap sack again. I mean, it was kind of like deja vu.
I feel like that would be really bad. Like to be in a burlap sack, get out of the burlap sack, be in a coma, and then get in another burlap sack.
I mean, I almost feel like you need to mix it up a little bit at that point. But maybe that's his signature.
Randy's like a one-trick pony.
That's it. That's all he knows is that one thing.
He knows that the burlap sack works.
And he sticks with what works. It actually didn't work, did it?
Well, he wasn't.
He has a hard time moving on from that.
Where's he getting all these burlap sacks?
I don't know. You just can't go in a store and buy a giant human size.
Actually, you can. Burlap's a thing. No.
Is it?
Yeah.
What do you mean a thing?
I recently went to a wedding and everything was done in burlap. It was like a farm wedding. Barn wedding.
Okay.
It's a trend right now, I think.
No, I mean, I'm all about burlap. I just don't want to be wrapped.
It's itchy.
I don't want to be wrapped in it.
I'm just saying I've never been wrapped in burlap or have been shoved in a burlap sack from what I remember.
But if you were, you'd be uncomfortable.
I feel like it'd be itchy.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So anyway, like her phone starts ringing in the bedroom. So he leaves her on the
Where did her phone come from?
She said she had her phone on her. It was in the bedroom. She didn't have it in the sack. It was in the bedroom. And he's like, what's that? Ring, 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 ring. What's that? I better go check it out.
It was on the bedside table. She put it on there before he tied her up.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
So he had to go check it out. And when he comes back, she had shimmied out of that sack and whacked him over the head with something.
Okay.
So he's like hanging on the side of the deck like, oh my gosh, I'm going to drown. I'm going to take you with me, Renee or Veronica or whatever your name is. And he tries to like pull her down and she smacks him kicks him in the face. And then he drowns and dies. And I assume she gets like the yacht and the cabin and everything.
I mean, it was self-defense.
It was.
I feel as though that should be her cabin and her yacht.
She's entitled to it.
Was Randy her actual husband or was Jensen the husband?
Jensen was the brother. Randy was the husband.
Right, but Randy told...
Randy's a liar.
Obvi.
And his name is Jack.
So that's it?
That's it. I mean, I think that, beware burlap.
Wait, does she know who she is now?
She does. Her name is...
That was enough trauma to
I think so.
Kick it back in?
I think it's kicked in.
So she just floats away on her yacht?
I don't know. I mean, I guess so.
I'd go through that to be able to have a yacht and a cabin.
I don't know. That just seems that's a lot of work.
No.
It's a nice cabin.
That's what I'm saying.
Really nice.
You just have to go through some shit to get like a yacht and a cabin. Yachts are expensive. Cabins are expensive.
They are. I'm
just saying, you get a yacht and a cabin.
I'm just saying that, like, I don't think you should have to go through trauma and a 6-month coma to be able to get all this stuff. That's all I'm saying.
I'd do it.
All right. Well, so what do you think? Like, I thought it was pretty good, except beware of guys named Randy, beware of burlap sacks.
If your name is Randy, I'd really like to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you need to prove to me that you're a good person, even though your name is Randy. Tell me your qualities. Are you a good person?
And if your name is Randy, would you pick another name if you could?
What is the name that you would pick to rename yourself?
I think I
would like to hear from everybody. Tell me your name and then the name that you would rename yourself. Comment below.
I think it's good. And let me know if Roberta is something you like. I think Gastina would have been a nightmare. I think everybody could probably, around the world that's watching this can get behind that.
Tina.
Is that better
than Roberta?
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, every time I say Roberta, I go like this.
Mm-hmm.
You could be Roberta.
Mm-hmm.
We will see you in the next review. Don't forget to subscribe.
Buy us some cider.
Bye.